sunset has begun. A sword and shield. The end is near. Silver Tempest will end it all. And then the rise of the newest set. Scarlet and Violet, a new era of Pokemon TCG just around the corner. But before we do that, let's take a look back at Sword and Shield. Some of the best cards that you should probably have, or be looking at getting.
Alright everybody, thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. As you just saw, we are coming into the sunset of the Sword and Shield era. That's right, we are coming to the end. We've got one set left with Silver Tempest. Going to be pushing it through, and then we will be going into the Scarlet and Violet era here in early 2023. So today we are going to take a look back at one of the best cards that I think that there are right now, Pokemon TCG. Now, some of these are well mainstream cards. Of course, other ones are cards that I think that a lot of people just forgot. And I want to point them out because they are fantastic cards in my opinion. Now, I want to clarify one thing. If you don't own these cards, do not buy them necessarily right now. Right now may not be the right time to buy these cards. I am putting these out here as cards that I think will do fantastic 10, 15 years into the future. So they're good opportunities to purchase them now potentially, but definitely watch those market prices, watch what's happening to them, see if there's some drawdown, make sure we're through reprints and all the other options that may come about with these sets before you go and actually pull the trigger and doing it. Once again, these are just advisements. These are cards I think will do extremely well. They're really nice. They're really cool cards to see, and thus I'm putting them on this list. So we're going to go ahead and kick her over to the first one that I've got here for you today, which is going to be number 10, the Gallerian Rapidash alternate art from Chilling Reign. That's right, when you got 10 of these, you can really expand a little bit, and this one is one of them that's forgotten, and some people may disagree or agree with this one. I like this card. I think that this card is a very nice card. It's hidden in Chilling Reign. Chilling Reign just kind of got thrown to the side with Evolving Skies, Celebrations, and everything with Brilliant Stars coming up ahead. Chilling Reign was just a forgotten set. This card in general is a very nice card. It runs a bunch of different groups when it comes down to it. Not only are you dealing with Pokemon players, there's a good Rapidash following to begin with, but then it also starts playing into some girls that like unicorns and that other mesh markets, kind of like we talk about with Charizard and Rayquaza, having that outside market, even Dragonite for dragons. People outside of the Pokemon TCG purchase these cards and these figurines and these items because of that. Rapidash has that same potential. So once again, do I think that it's a great card? Yes, I think in the future this card is just forgotten. I don't think people are spending a lot of time on it, and I think that there's an opportunity for it in the long run to become a better card, especially in some of those higher grades in 8s and 10 or 8, 9s and 10s, especially in that 10 category. I feel that this card will do extremely well 10, 15 years down the road. Next one I'm going to bring up here at number 9 is going to be the Gallerian Articuno V alternate art, once again from Chilling Reign. This card to me is a beautiful card. I like Articuno. I've always liked Articuno, so I'm a little biased to this in some ways, but I do love the artwork of this card. It's very tranquil. It's very much serene, very nice, picturesque of the Articuno out in wild. Definitely one of them cards that's going to do extremely well for those big three birds in the long run, the legendary birds. I think that people will really start to enjoy this. This card is extremely nice. It's going to stand out really well in an Articuno collection or a Legendary Birds collection or just a Legends collection. So there's a lot of opportunities for this card in the long run future. Once again, sitting in that Chilling Reign spot, it's just not been seen. Once we got past the chase cards and of course Evolving Skies with the umbreon and all the Dragonite and Rayquazas and all that inside of that set, this set got dwarfed and then followed by Celebration, so nobody's really looked back at it since it's come out. And I think that there's some great opportunities in this set, and you'll see there's not just these two on this list, guys. I think that there's a lot of hidden potential in this set, and I think a lot of people out there in the Pokemon TCG would probably agree with me that there's a hidden potential in this set, especially at the price range that we're looking at. There's some great opportunities to open up the set and potentially pull some of these yourself without spending a ton of money to do so, even though these cards, the last two cards, are both in that $35, $40 range. So it's not like they're extremely expensive just to go and purchase it yourself just from TCG Player or eBay or any other supply places. So once again, great opportunities here in Chilling Reign. Great opportunities with this Gallerian Articuno V alternate art. Beautiful artwork, beautiful card. I think it's really slept on right now when it comes down to it. Next card I have here at number 8 is going to be the Pikachu Rainbow Rare from Vivid Voltage. That's right. This little guy is the mascot of the Pokemon TCG. He stands out all over the place, and this is going to probably be one of the most memorable hunts in the Pokemon TCG of the Sword and Shield era, just because of the time and the placement of that Vivid Voltage, to the boom, to the number of people that came into the hobby, the number of the people that are still chasing that card and really want to have that card for their collection. We know that there's quite a few out there. That's why it's a little bit further back on this list. But I still think futuristically, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, this card is going to be a must for the collector that comes back into the hobby at that point in time when they're getting expendable money, when they're coming back from their childhood memories and they're jumping back into the Pokemon TCG. This card is something that they will be searching for fairly quickly when they get back into the hobby because of the memories that are associated with this card, the boom, and how high this set and this card went during that climax. So once again, great opportunity here, guys. I think it's doing probably pretty good on pricing. I think it's still got a little bit more correction or come down as more and more Vivid Voltage gets opened. Getting a few more ETBs at Walmart's. I've been seeing them come back. Another round of the Vivid Voltage ETBs. I think they're just cleaning up the warehouse at this point, but definitely might be seeing some more of those still coming out of the woodwork. Coming down into the number 7 spot. That's right, we got number 7 is going to be the Gengar VMAX alternate art. Once again, this one comes from Fusion Strike, one of our favorite sets that everybody never really got into, which is just kind of interesting that this set had Mew and Gengar in a really good spot, along with that Espeon from alternate art promo that came from Japanese promo set and came into the set. Great artwork with them big 3 at the top, and them are really running the roost and have been in that set ever since the release of it. Not surprising considering what we're involved with here, but once again, I think that this card is another one. It's not doing too bad in price. It's between $80 and $100 still currently. It's been holding pretty consistently there. Overall, there's still a lot of Fusion Strike out there, so if people start opening Fusion Strike because that price is a little bit lower than a lot of other sets, we might continue to see this come back into the market more and more. Once again, great opportunities here in the future to be able to see this card maybe come down in price, purchase some of this VMAX alternate art, get them graded because I think there's some great potential in the grading on this card. There's a lot of people who love Gengar. There's a lot of potential for Gengar fans on this card, and I think that there'll be some great opportunities once again further on down the line as we get out of rotation with this card and with this set. It'll be a little bit better pricing as there's less and less product available as time moves on. Next one I've got here is going to be the Celebi V alternate art. Once again, a beautiful card, guys. This Celebi came in. It was sitting here. It's nice, a very good looking card. This alternate art looked fantastic when it was released in Japan. I purchased it in the Japanese version. I love the card in the Japanese. I have it now in English too. I've pulled it both ways. Beautiful artwork, beautiful card. Definitely one of these cards that for the Celebi fans, it's really going to get more value as time goes on. Once again, it's in a really bad set or a really slow performing set. Thus, people have forgotten about it. And I think that as time moves on, people will wrap around and go back to that. I think that the Celebi is just a forgotten card. People are having some real issues with trying to go back to those sets when there's more hype and FOMO on the next set coming up. And I think that this is going to continue to go right where it is in value, and then eventually it'll start to spike as more and more people get into these sets. All right, guys, we're coming into the number 5 slot here, and this one is one of them that I might get a little bit of dispute on, but I do love this card, and this is going to be the Shining Charizard from Shining Fates. Once again, guys, this is a fantastic card, a beautiful card. I love this version of this VMAX card. This is probably my most famous or favorite one out of the 3, whether it's the Darkness Ablaze, the Champion's Path, or this one. This one here takes the cake. I love this card. I love the shiny version of this. I love the Shining Fates version or wrap on this card. Definitely have this one already graded myself. Beautiful card, beautiful display. Definitely something I think that people will circle around for later in time. I think that they'll come back to this one. There's new Charizards out there right now. We got Radiant Charizards. We got Leon and Charizard. We've got the Charizard VMAX, and or the V-Star with the Rainbow Rare. We got the Charizard alternate art V sitting out there. So people have kind of drawn away from it, Shining Fates, and we're seeing prices drop on that with also the heavy reprints of this set. But over time, I think more and more people will want this card. It's beautiful artwork. It's very, very unique with the purple coloring and the way that it's displayable. So definitely one of those cards I think will do extremely well as time moves on with this card. So once again, guys, Definitely one of these cards I think that you should jump on or watch as prices go down. I think if you see this card drop down around that $80, $85 range, it'd be a great opportunity to get in on that card and have yourself a very nice Charizard for the future coming up. Next card I got coming up here in the number 4 position is going to be the Moltres V alternate art, once again coming in from Chilling Reign. Another one of those beautiful cards. When it was pulled, when it came out or was released, it was one of the top chases from Chilling Reign. Once again, I don't disagree at all. I like Moltres. Moltres is a fantastic character in the Pokemon TCG. Legendary bird. Once again, you're going to get the legendary collectors that are out there trying to complete their legendary collection sets. Overall, if you can get this one an 8 and a 9 in PSA's grading, or just keep this one raw, I think that there's some great opportunity in the future as Chilling Reign continues to dwindle out. Do I think Chilling Reign is going to get a reprint? I think it might get a small one, and that's a maybe. Based on a number of product that's still available for it, do I think that there's going to be a huge reprint of this set? No. Which means that the pricing on this is going to stay pretty steady right now. You might continue to see that slow increase over time as this card continues to not get reprints, and there's no reprints of Chilling Reign moving forward. There's still plenty of product out there. It's slow moving. Once again, Chilling Reign, I think, is a sleeper set. A lot of people have not gone back to that set, but when time goes on and prices get more expensive on Brilliant Stars and Evolving Skies, they will come back to these sets, and they'll probably get stuck on Chilling Reign because of all the alternate art opportunities that are inside of this, of maybe not the most high-ranking Pokemon, but still middle-road Pokemon that do extremely well and have very good followings in the long run. Coming into it now at number 3, that's right, we're breaking into the number 3, and before I go into the top 3 here, let me know in the comments below, do you like this kind of information? Do you like this series? Once again, let me know below. Do you think that these are some good choices here at the end of the video? I think that these are some good slept-on cards, and some of them are, of course, going to be really high-end, and you're going to know about them. But we'll get into the top 3, which I think are 3 cards that you should probably get as soon as you can, which the next first one's going to be this Rayquaza V alternate art at number 3. I know it's not the VMAX, and I did not put the VMAX onto this set because, personally, I like the V better. I think the V alternate art is a little bit better artwork when it comes down to it, with the trainer and them running like they are inside of the artwork. I think that this card is very slept on. I don't think people are purchasing this one because they're focusing so much on that VMAX version that the V is kind of sitting down on the lower end just because of that fact. Now, this is one of those examples where the VMAXs and the Vs kind of contradict each other. People are going to chase the VMAXs because it's a bigger card or a more rarity than the V. But overall, I think when it comes down to alternate arts, the pull rates on those are very similar. If not, you might get a little bit more of the Rayquaza Vs out there, which could also be affecting the pricing currently. But overall, I think that this card will do really well 5, 10, 15 years down the road. I think that people will start to realize that, hey, that Rayquaza VMAX is nice, but this V, man, look at the artwork on this thing. And you're going to get more of those collectors into it versus the people that are just investing and sitting here playability and all that other stuff. And as collectors get into it, remember, they're going to want something with maybe a little bit better artwork for their display ability when it comes down to it. Once again, pricing sitting at about $60 to $75 for this card right now. Definitely not a bad drop-in point right now to be able to purchase this. I have a feeling that Evolving Skies, unless we get a massive reprint here in the near future, these cards are all going to continually move up at a very nice and nice gradual upward pace, except for that Umbreon and, of course, that Rayquaza VMAX. Them two are just shooting to the moon. But all the rest of the cards in this set, I think, will continually, gradually move up in that upward direction, which would be really great when it comes down to your investment in the overall scheme of things. And there won't be that heavy correction that we might be seeing with a Umbreon or that Rayquaza VMAX in the future. Next one at the number 2 spot is going to be the Charizard alternate art. Yes, guys, it made the list. It has to make the list when you're talking about the best cards in the Sword and Shield era. And of course, here it is right here at number 2. I think that this card is a fantastic card. And even right now, if you watch it closely and we get another reprint of Brilliant Stars, which we're going to, guys, this set is really hot. There's a lot of demand for it. There's low quantities available right now. And as time goes on, we're going to see another reprint of this. It's not even a year old, guys. It's only 6-7 months old right now. So we will be seeing more of this product available. I would hold on purchasing this alternate art Charizard right now. The price will probably continue to move in the upward direction until we get a reprint, or it'll stabilize here. And then you might see that pricing drop as more of these become available on the market and as more of this product becomes available to open or just people holding it for investment, or just holding it in back for just in general like they do right now. There'll always be that opportunity with more product out there. There could be more of these available, and thus that will hold that price back or pull it down a little bit next year or two. Following up at the number 1 spot, that's right, we're here already, all the way to number 1. And before I tell you the number 1, guys, make sure that you hit that subscribe, hit that notify, and as always, hit that like button, guys. We can get 80 likes on this video. It's greatly appreciated, of course, if you can hit that before you leave. And today we are going to go into our number 1, and I know this may not be a big surprise when it comes down to it at the end of the day, is going to be the Umbreon VMAX alternate art from Evolving Skies. That's right, of course, I got to put that one on here as one of the top cards. Once again, guys, I think that this card may see some corrections if we have some really big reprints on this set. And if not, we may continue to see this one continue moving in that upward direction right with that Rayquaza VMAX in the same set. Once again, I didn't put the Rayquaza VMAX on this set just because I like the Rayquaza V. I think there's more opportunity in it. But even this Umbreon, I think that there's a lot of talk from a lot of people and collectors and stuff like this, that this could be this booms or this whole generation's era of the Charizard first edition right here, guys. And it's hard for me to disagree unless something else really pops out that explodes. This card has done extremely well. It's doing better than any other card in the Sword and Shield and Sun and Moon era at this point, and it continues to move in that upward direction very quickly. So once again, for its time frame out there versus any other set in the last 5 years, this card has just been explosive. It's hard to pull, beautiful artwork. It's got a Eeveelution, which is the new driving force of the Pokemon TCG, and Pokemon has officially made Eevee one of their star characters now, or one of their logo characters, so that's going to be a huge movement when it comes down to the Eeveelutions in the future. People will continue to see Eeveelutions. Eeveelutions and Eevee will continue to drive the sets, I think, into the near future. So once again, is this Umbreon a bad buy right now? I don't know if it is or not, guys, unless we get a substantial reprint of Evolving Skies. I do not see this card coming down for any time soon, if at all. All I'm seeing on this one is this upward movement, and if this thing does, for some reason, seem like it's going to start to move, I think people will just stop selling it and wait it out. People, when they get money back, will be purchasing this card. So once again, this is one of my favorite cards here. I'm an Eeveelutions fan. I'm not going to lie. People might put that Charizard in front of it. People might put that Rayquaza VMAX in that number 1 spot, but I put the Umbreon VMAX just because, like Eeveelutions, I like how this card's been performing, and I think that this card has a great, bright future coming up in the next 15 to 20 years especially. So once again, guys, hopefully this was some good information for you. Hopefully you enjoy this kind of information, and if you do, and if you're looking at Pokemon investment, and you're looking at them Pokemon cards that you want to purchase for your collections or for your investment, these are some great opportunities. A lot of these are slept on. Chilling Reign, a very slept on set. I think that there's some great futuristic opportunities in there. And once again, not a bad price to be able to buy a booster box and have some fun trying to get some of those alternate arts in those set. Once again, Gallerian Rapidash, great looking card. We can go all the way down to Golden Snorlax. I didn't even put that one on the list, but that's another one of those cards that's sitting in Chilling Reign. It's a fantastic card. That's very nice, good looking card. Stands out in your collection, especially there's a lot of Snorlax collectors out there, a lot of Snorlax fans. So definitely some great opportunities there. So once again, guys, if this was some good information, be sure you hit that subscribe before you leave. In the comments below, let me know, what do you think about the list? Do you think that there was some adjustments you would make? What cards would you have added to this list? I always like to hear what you would hear, but please keep them from Sword and Shield. Of course, we could go all the way back to Sun and Moon. Let's not do that. Let's keep it right here in the current era of Pokemon, since this one is going out. These are some cards that I would definitely be looking at, because as we go into Scarlet and Violet and Hype and FOMO switches to that, we may see a reduction in the number of reprints on the Sword and Shield era as we did in Sun and Moon. Thus, they'll focus on Scarlet and Violet, and we will see less production, less reprints, and potentially some of these last sets may not get as many reprints because they do have a tendency to cancel some of those as we move forward. So once again, guys, thank you for joining me. Hit that subscribe before you leave. Hit that like button as always. And if you do like this kind of content, check out these 2 videos over here. I will put them up for your entertainment and information afterwards. And we will see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.